Hi everyone, and welcome back to my craft room. So the weekly challenge that I set myself using the alphabet stamps is Q for quilling. Now this whole process is because I've got so much stuff, I don't know what to do. Sometimes you don't know where to begin. Some things I've had for a long time and never used. So the challenge is for me to pick out a letter a week and to try and do whatever that crafty letter relates to. So last week I picked out Q for quilling, and this is a perfect example of something that I've had for a long time. So first of all, I've got the Crafter's Companion kit number 5, but I also have other dies and other pieces that are for quilling, and I've never done it, I've never used it. So I thought that this is a chance, this is what I'm going to do. So I had a bash last night. This was not successful. As you can see, there's big gaps between the petals. So if I took the petals away and just did the little flower, I think that would be a bit better. And then I went on and did this one. These are just flat basic flowers. I haven't put anything, any inking on them to create a shadow. So this was the kit that you get, and it's really pretty much everything is sort of, the red liner is mine. I don't know if these kits are still available, but it's pretty good because you get so much in it. So you get card blanks, 3 different sizes, and you get envelopes. And what they've done, because this is for quilling and the cards would be 3-dimensional, is they've actually given you gusset envelopes. They've also given you foiled toppers. There is a pack of paper 6x6 with various floral patterns that can be used. There is the quilling tool. There is a pack with lots of long papers that you can use for cutting. Lots of colours there, which is really nice actually. There's quite a lot there. So I like that. Because, I'll do that later, they also give you the dies. They give you a plain stamen die and a petal die, and then give you dies for leaves and foliage. Now these ones are all pre-cut. These are all pre-cut petals, and you can see the ones that I've pulled already. So it's a great starter kit. I really like it. And of course you do get the videos online as well to show you how to do things. So each of these have different shapes of petals, so you get a different flower depending on the shape of the petal. So that's the petals, and then you have got a pack of die cut stamens and foliage. So these are all ready. So it makes it actually quite easy to do in theory. So what I would like to do is try and make a daisy. Now I'm going to try and do this as best I can. I'm going to take out a yellow stamen strip. And I think that these petals here will make a nice daisy. So, as I say, one of the things I've got is previously in some of the mystery bags that I love getting, I have had quilling dies included. So I do have quite a few of them with different shapes. It's just not something that I've ever done. And I'll just rip that. To be honest, I'm not sure if I would use it very often. I've also got a whole set of flower forming foam kit. Not this kit, but a different kit. It was a monthly subscription box from somewhere else. That petal has come out. I'm sure we'll be able to cover it. So one of the things that they suggest is that you double up the petals before you start rolling them. And as you'll see in this one, because I've got gaps between the petals, I want to avoid that. So the best way to do that is to stick the strips down before you start rolling them. So I'm going to take this very narrow red liner tape and I'm going to run it along the base as neatly as I can. Now this pokey tool actually is from Aldi's, and the end of it, the other end of the pokey tool, is a quilling tool. So what I want to do is stick these so that the petals are offset, and apart from the one that's missing, maybe two missing, we should have a fuller flower, and hopefully for any that are missing it'll cover up the gap. Okay, so we've done that. Now I'm going to put another strip along the bottom for when we're rolling it so that it sticks. So this is a bit of a, I don't want to say it's a cheats way, it's just a more simple way of creating it without having to cut the paper, die cut it, etc, etc. And so you just need to leave a little gap at the beginning of the stamen that has no tape on it so that it doesn't stick to your tool. So there we go. So here we have it, and we just slip the paper into the end of the quilling tool, and we start to roll it up. Now we need to keep it quite level and even because you want it to sit flat, and so we are just going to roll it. I'm pulling it quite tightly. So this kit is specifically for flowers. Of course, freehand quilling, you can make absolutely stunning shapes and pictures and images, but this is very much, for me as a beginner, this is very much an ideal way of trying to get introduced to it and trying to get it to practice. You see, I've got a bit of a bump there and I don't know why. And so now that should be the stamen in, and now we need to run the petals round. So you're supposed to start this off where the last one ended. Nope, it's not going to work. Okay, so again, keeping it quite tight, holding it and rolling it. Tuck that in. One of the things that I received this week was my daughter has given me some of her empty giant coffee jars and also an empty Ferrero Rocher box. It's just a clear plastic box that I can use for either storing my stash or to adapt it to something else. Okay, so now we just fold these petals out. And there we go. That, I think, is quite a nice daisy. It worked. So what I'm going to do is I am going to keep quilling. I want to have a look at the different types of flowers that they've got. I really like the daisy though. I really like them. I love as flowers, I love daisies and gerberas, which are virtually the same in terms of look. So what I need to do is, I've just ripped another petal off, keep practicing. The instructions that you get online with this box, they're very good because they explain how you can shape the petals and how you colour the petals using a little bit of ink on the outer edges, how that you can make them so that it is either closed together with a bud or curled backwards in an open flower, and it gives it a little more shape and contour. And so what I would like to do is I'm going to keep going with this because it's quite nice actually, it's quite relaxing. Pulled another petal off, that is not good. So it's quite relaxing because you just sit very quietly and do this. And so I think I might decorate the Ferrero Rocher box, the empty chocolate box. Other chocolates are available, and make it into a daisy box and fill it with nice things. Of course, we're all coming up to Christmas and thinking of stocking fillers and little things that we can give people. I think particularly because of lockdown and it being extended for a lot of people, people are still not allowed to resume their normal lives. So because that last one I came across a little couple of bumps, I'm making sure that I've got the tape really flat down when I put it on. So again, I want to offset the petals. Let's just pull this tape off. So as I say, I'm not very good at making embellishments and things, and I think what I need is practice. I think now that I've opened this kit up and I've been able to try it and see exactly how easy it can be to do this. I need to explore a little bit more about making my own flowers and embellishments. I do tend to either use ones that I've been given in a swap or gifted, or buy them. To be honest, I buy them. And so this might be a nice way, now that I know how to do it, now that I've tried it, and I can see that it is not difficult, and I can see that there is definitely scope for lots of alternatives, colours, petal shapes, you know, shaping them to fold one way or another. All of these things I think are really good, so I'm glad I've picked Q. I wasn't glad at the time I picked Q, but I'm glad I've picked it, and I'm glad I've made myself do this so that I can learn. And wrong tool. There we go. So try and do it as even and as firm. Now you see I've created a little wrinkle there. I don't know why, because I'm pulling quite firmly with my right hand. This is a nice break as well from the sort of Christmas things. I've got quite a few projects that aren't finished, so I'm definitely going to do that. Look at finishing off projects, especially the Christmas cards and Christmas presents. It's coming so quickly, isn't it? We're halfway through November already, and we need to start getting our Christmas shopping done. I know somebody's put trees up and it was so nice. Was it Dawn put her tree up, and it was just so lovely to see. Her living room looks so warm and inviting with her decorations up and lovely wintry scene there. I want to make sure that's flat. There. I am loving the daisies. Loving the daisies. So it may be that I only ever do daisies. This is awesome. It's a big daisy. Now see, there's gaps there. See how even though I did the petals offset, there are gaps there. And that's what I don't like. That's what happened here. But it didn't happen here, and it didn't happen there. I suppose that's where I would put a leaf, maybe. Pop a bit of foliage in. you know, these Crafter's Companion kits, sometimes you get them on with great discount. And I think the normal price is about £25. But if you're a member, obviously you get a discount for at various levels. And also if they have them in the sale, you can get them much cheaper. So I think I've paid as little as sort of £16 or £17 for a kit. And because you get, this is I think one of the only kits I've got that doesn't have ribbon in it. Usually you get ribbon. But there are hundreds of elements. In this one, it says 225 elements are included in the kit. So I suppose you could put a leaf there. I'm not happy at the petals not having gaps in the petals. That's my bugbear. I could put a leaf under it. So that is my first attempt at Q for quilling, and I'm glad I did it. I certainly think it's something that I need to learn to do more. But in the meantime, I am going to use these ones to decorate the box. Now, my letter for next week, my challenge to myself to do something or make something, it is P for pens and pencils. Okay, so P for pens and pencils. I have got watercolour pencils that I think I've only used once. I've also got the Hunky Dory pen set with the blending tools, so that's going to be interesting. Let's see what we can do with P for pens and pencils. So in the meantime, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I would definitely encourage you to try quilling. It is much easier than I thought it was going to be. I do think that the kit is a good way to do it if you can get it at a reduced price. And no, take care everybody, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.